What's up, you guys? Morning face is still fully on, but I decided today I'm gonna make a video and I'm actually gonna do a get ready with me. While I get ready, while I do my makeup, which is gonna be very minimal, I figured why not have a little chit chat with you guys. Okay, so I also have this really toxic trait, guys, where when I come to Mikhail's house, I forget like 90% of my makeup and the things that I do for my face. So bear with me, I'm not a professional makeup artist. You guys are gonna watch me do things that I probably shouldn't be doing to my face. I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm not a makeup artist. Okay, so let's dive into the video. As a business coach and as a fitness coach, I work with so many women on a day-to-day basis, and I'm just noticing this reoccurring pattern, this reoccurring theme happening so much with not even just coaches, not even entrepreneurs, but just people in general. This negative self-talk is so toxic, especially when it comes to trying to create a business or build a business, because anything that is going to hold you back from being able to execute is not going to be productive for you, right? This looks hilarious. I'm using this airbrush foundation, by the way, guys, and I have no idea how to use it properly, okay? I just spray and I just go. We're good. And so here's the thing. Your core beliefs are the thing that create your thoughts, and your thoughts create your feelings, and those inherently create your behaviors, and your belief system is what creates your behaviors. And I see so many women and just so many people in general just down talking themselves, talking negatively, telling themselves that they're never doing enough, they can't take a day off, telling themselves that they have a bad launch, or if they're not signing clients one week that everything is wrong, or that they want to throw in the towel. And the way that you believe things and what you believe to be true about things is how you're going to inherently act. And when you do a behavior, you're reinforcing the way that you think, and you're reinforcing the way that you feel, and you're reinforcing negative core beliefs. I want to talk to you guys about core beliefs that I believe have truly helped me in my entrepreneurial journey and just with being more successful. So if there's anything that you guys know about me, I'm a fitness coach, I'm a business coach, and I really execute, I would say, on a pretty fast level. And I want to share with you guys something that I think has helped me with being able to execute consistently, because when I think of something, for me personally, I will go to my team, and within 3 to 4 days, we will have at least started it, we will have at least planned it out, or honestly, sometimes we will have finished it by that point. I'm not saying that execution and accomplishments are the thing that make you an amazing human. At the end of the day, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be successful, something that's extremely important is to be able to execute on things really consistently. In order for you to execute oftentimes, you need to believe that you are capable, or sometimes you don't even need to believe that you're capable. And the way that you're going to start that behavior essentially is by looking at your core beliefs. And so it's important that we start getting really serious about the choices that we make and the beliefs that we allow ourselves to think, because it takes so much brain energy. It takes so much brain energy to sit there and to overthink yourself into a spiral, or to negatively talk to yourself, when you could be using all of that energy in your brain to just go execute, to go help people, to go serve more people, right? And so it's important that we look at our belief system, we start to make more serious choices about what we choose to believe. So if you're somebody who believes that you don't have value, you're someone that you don't believe can charge money for your services, if you're someone that believes that you're slow and that you're a procrastinator and that you're not capable of doing things, well then that's going to reinforce different behaviors that will reinforce you not doing the things that you want to do in order to be more successful, right? So I want to share with you guys just a few core beliefs that I kind of broke down. I was thinking to myself, okay, what do I believe to be true? Not like, what do I think I need to tell you guys that you need to believe, but like, what do I can personally believe to be true in order for me to be able to have scaled my 2 companies to 7 figures? And so I asked myself, I was like, okay, Ken, what do you believe to be true? Like, what are the belief systems that you have that have helped you scale 2 companies to 7 figures? And not what I think I need to tell you guys that you need to believe, right? But what personally for me has helped me be able to scale my 2 companies up to 7 figures. And when I really sat with myself, I was like, you know what? I actually think pretty damn highly of myself. And I think very highly of my services. I think very highly of my accomplishments. I think very highly of the knowledge I have and the way that I'm able to provide it to people. I can honestly tell you guys, like, it has been that way for me since I was pretty young. I'm super grateful that as a child, like, I definitely built up a lot of confidence. I was an actor, I was a model. I very much lived in my own world and isolated to the point where when I was in my isolation, when I was younger, it actually didn't hinder me to the point where I thought everyone was against me. I actually developed some really cool self-belief patterns and just like self-belief systems that have helped me, I think, get to where I'm at today. And so I want to share that with you guys. So the first belief system that I believe I've adapted that has helped me so much through my career and just through scaling my companies is that I have value to provide. That is number one. I have value to provide. There were times where I would sometimes go into rooms with people who I felt like were making more money than me, that were more successful than me. And don't get me wrong, it would kind of waver. I'd be like, oh my gosh, why am I in this room? Like, do I even have value to provide for these people? What I really did was I started to look at what are my superpowers, what are my gifts, and I realized that just who I am as an individual, my energy, the things that I know, the things that I've experienced alone are a way for me to provide value to other people. And sometimes when you look at it like this, is that some people just want to be seen and they just want to be heard. And so in order for me to provide value, sometimes all they have to do is listen to them and make them feel seen and make them feel heard and be able to just provide a safe space for them. So the number one thing for me is knowing that I provide value, because when you know that you provide value, you're willing to exchange your value for money. You're willing to be able to show up and create products, create services, and really just be able to pour into people and support your people, right? Which is so, so important. So that's the first belief system that I believe helped me a ton with being able to scale up my companies. Number two is that you don't have to know the how. So this is a really big belief system for me, is that I'm actually really big on challenging myself to create new solutions and to solve problems in a way that have never been done before. A lot of entrepreneurs will get stuck by not knowing the how of something, and they feel like they absolutely have to know how to do something before they can go do it. But oftentimes what's important is for us to, one, believe in ourselves, right? So that we're actually able to go and do the thing. And then two is believing that you can find an answer and that there's an answer for everything. Not knowing the how actually offers an opportunity for you to go be an entrepreneur, for you to be an innovator, which is so important, because as an entrepreneur, our job is to innovate. Our job is to create a solution. I think it's important that we adopt a belief system where we are creative solutionists and where we actually allow ourselves to go and create answers, because sometimes there isn't going to be an answer, and that's why we're put here, and that's why we're here to solve those problems. Number three, and guys, this one is probably the biggest one for me, is that I create my own reality. I create my own reality. I used to displace blame. I used to think that things were impossible, and the more that I started to believe that it was my responsibility to create my own reality, I recognized and realized that I could quite literally create anything that I wanted to create. What I started to do was I started to look at what kind of reality do I want to create, and I started to kind of reverse engineer steps that allowed for me to be able to then go and execute on those things, like moving to California, like getting my dream apartment in San Diego, getting my 2 kitties, living a life that I'm obsessed with. And I realized for myself is that the more that I took responsibility for creating a life that I love, and that I'm responsible for creating my own life, and I believe that inherently, I stopped just placing blame on anyone. I started taking more responsibility for myself. I started taking more responsibility for all the things in my own life that allowed for me to then overcome hard things, overcome big problems that I felt like were big problems in my life that actually I realized were just put there for me to be able to create this reality that I genuinely want to create for myself. Okay, so number 4, and this one might surprise you guys a little bit. By the way, I'm done doing my makeup. It literally only took me like 10 minutes because I don't do much. So we're just gonna keep it on here. So number 4, my friends, this one is so simple, but I'm allowed to be successful. I know you might be like, wait, what the heck? But sometimes you have to give yourself the permission slip to be successful in your life. And a lot of people don't necessarily do this, and they wonder why they constantly feel stuck. They wonder why they're not getting to the next level. And oftentimes they just haven't given themselves a permission slip to be successful because they're afraid of taking on responsibility. They're afraid of the things that come with going to that next level. They're afraid of having the success because they know that it comes with a lot of responsibility. And it's true. When you are more successful, it does come with more responsibility. But the important thing to look at there is that you're handed that responsibility so that you can serve, you can support, you can help more people. And so the 4th one is making sure that you believe that you are capable and you are allowed to be successful. And that oftentimes means that you have to change some of your other belief systems around what you believe to be true about people who are successful. Do you believe that people who are successful are greedy? That people who have money are bad people? You have to look and evaluate your belief system, because whatever you believe to be true is how you're going to think and it's how you're going to feel. And that's going to reinstall the behaviors that you do on a daily basis. And that means sometimes sabotaging yourself, not getting to the next level, not asking for money for your value and your services. And so you have to look at your core belief system, okay? Believe that you are able to be successful. Okay, the 5th and final one. I only want to give you guys my top 5 because I literally have so many that I could break down for you guys. But 5, failure is feedback. This belief changed my entire existence, and this is definitely the most important one. When you are an entrepreneur, especially as a coach or an entrepreneur, whenever something fails, right? You don't sign clients one week, a launch fails, you feel like your content's not doing well, your engagement's not doing well, that is just the beginning for you. Because every time that you receive some kind of failure or some kind of criticism or something doesn't go the way that you planned, that simply is a stepping stone to then reinvent, change things up a little bit, or even stay consistent and keep going on that thing until you make it successful. Every single time that you fail, that's literally just you getting a feedback loop for how you can improve things. For example, if I launch and the first 2 days of my launch, let's say it's a week-long launch, it's 7 days, the first 2 days of my launch, nobody signs up. That's feedback for me. Okay, what do I need to to do? Do I need to push the extra mile? Does my CTA and my call to action not work? Is the way that I'm presenting the information not working? Or do I maybe need to look at this launch as a whole and see what did I not do before the launch that I should have, that maybe I need to take into the next launch so the next launch is more successful for me? So it's important that if you fail at something, that's not your turning point to give up, but that's actually the turning point for you to keep going and for you to grow and for you to create more solutions, because essentially that's what it's giving you. Any kind of failure is just a feedback loop for you to improve on things and for you to do better. I wanted to share these top 5 with you, my friends. I think I see so many people who just talk to themselves negatively, or they don't even look at their belief system or evaluate their belief system, and they wonder why they constantly feel stuck. They wonder why they're not getting to the next level. They wonder why they're not manifesting and bringing in and calling in the things that they really want to, whether it's in their life, their business, relationships, whatever it might be. And what ends up happening with that is we end up just reinstalling belief systems that aren't serving us. And so if you sit down and you look at what you believe to be true about things, it is possible for you to change your belief system. Now, I want you to keep in mind, you might be watching this and be like, cool, Ken, you can tell me to just believe these 5 things, but how am I actually supposed to adopt those? And here's the thing, is that if you want to be able to adopt a different type of belief system, I want to give you guys a short exercise that you can do. And if you do this, please just send it to me over on my Instagram. I'll put my Instagram right here. I'd love to see this from you guys. The first thing is that you have to really look at your belief system is in your unconscious, right? And your unconscious mind wants to keep you safe. It doesn't like new things. Oftentimes, if we present it with a new belief, it takes a lot of time for us to reprogram and rewire ourselves to actually believe that thing to be true. And so this is a conscious practice, and it's a conscious choice that you have to make every single day. Sometimes we'll go back into self-sabotage mode, into that dark energy, but it's important to consistently reestablish your choices and consistently reestablish the new belief system. So number 1 is just first get clear on the choices and the belief system that you currently have and that you currently have installed in you every single day. So this might come up with different scenarios, different parts of your day. You know, what do you believe to be true about money, about yourself, about other people, about your business, whatever it might be. If you feel like you're struggling with something, especially, this is a great time to sit down and look at what are my core beliefs about this thing. So number 1 first is just identify them. Now, the second thing is asking yourself, is that belief serving you? Is believing that you don't have good content, is believing that you aren't pretty enough for camera, is believing that you aren't creative, is that serving you? Probably not. And so what we want to do is we want to look at rewriting what we need to believe to be true. What is the truth behind what we need? If we want to be successful and we believe that we're not pretty enough for camera, right, is you have to rewrite that in a way that would actually serve you. 1, I believe I'm beautiful inside and out, and my gifts are being received by other people. My gifts are meant to be shared regardless of the way that I look, even if I was a supermodel or if I was, I don't know. We have to look at rewriting that. And then when you rewrite the truth, when you rewrite the belief, is what do you need to believe in order for that to be true about you? What do you need to believe in order for you to believe that you're beautiful inside and out? Is it that you have gifts? Is it that you were born this way? Is it that you were tightly knit just the way that you are? No one else is knit that way. What do you need to believe in order for that to be true for you? And that's how you're going to consistently be able to reinstall those belief systems. So every single time you're presented with an opportunity to reinstall that belief, you have to consciously choose. And the way that you want to choose this is by looking at, where's your future self? Like, where's your higher self? What would she choose to do? Or what would he or she choose to do? And when you constantly look at that, you can start to make choices from that instead of this self-sabotage or instead of this old belief system. It is a conscious practice. It's conscious choices that you have to make every single day. If this is something that you struggle with, please feel free to share any of them, any beliefs that you might be having or just struggling with down below, and I'm more than happy to just have a little chit chat with you. You guys can always message me over on Instagram, and if you guys struggle with this, just know that I have myself, I still do to this day, with different belief systems, so it's just a conscious reprogramming and just constant recalibrating on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so I'm right there with you, but I wanted to share this with you guys because I truly believe these are 5 belief systems that I've adopted and consistently advocated for that have helped me with scaling my 2 companies up and honestly just living a life of more happiness and freedom and joy and peace. Okay, so I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment and a like, a little thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys want to catch more from me, and I will see you in the next one.